Welcome back to E-Class of Science. It's our fifth chapter and the chapter's name is Coal and Petroleum Products. In first chapter we have studied about some crops and its production, management. These are things we have discussed, isn't it? Then we have discussed about microorganisms, isn't it? Then we have discussed about fibers and plastics. Then we have discussed about what is this metals and non-metals. Then the thing that we use in day-to-day life, that is coal and its petroleum products. We are going to study about these things. First one, we use various materials for our basic needs. We know that we use different things for our basic needs. In that, some of them are found in nature and some have been made by human effort. Some of them are already exist in the nature, isn't it? For example, water. Did anyone prepare this water? No, it is naturally existing. Or air, we are inhaling this air. Is this prepared by human? No, it is already existing. Then the thing that is being on the early morning we will brush our teeth. The brush, is that naturally existing thing? No, we have made it, isn't it? That means human effort made this. Then these are the things that are naturally existing and the things that humans made, isn't it? Then since all these are obtained from nature, they are called natural resources. These are all obtained from the nature. Those things they are obtained from the nature or existing as the naturally existing. They are known as natural resources. They are natural resources. Then next we have, here you can see that these are the things that we use, isn't it? For example, these are things like basket, paper, batteries, pipes, TV. These are things we use, isn't it? Then other things we use, water, soil, air, mineral, sunlight. These are things also we use. Then bacteria, animals, plants. These are things also we use. Then in that, these all things are made by human beings, isn't it? But these all things are naturally existing and we are using these things to make other man-made things, isn't it? Then these are all happening in our day-to-day life. Then this is your first activity. In that, make a list of various materials used by us in daily life and classify them as natural and man-made. Which are natural, which are man-made, we want to classify them. For that we can, here for example I have done 4 things. For the first thing we have using in the early morning, that is we will wash our face. Then it needs some water. Then water is a natural thing, isn't it? Then we brush our teeth. Then what is used? That is brushes. Brushes, it is artificial. That means it is made by human beings. Then it is oxygen that we inhale at every second, isn't it? Then that is oxygen. Then it is also natural. Then soap we use to bath. Then it is made by human beings. Then such like many things you can identify that you can make in this table for your activity. Okay. Then we can study about the classification of such resources. Those things we use, they are known as, that produce us to use, that are known as resources. Then classification of resources we are going to study. In the light of the availability of various resources in the nature, natural resources can be broadly classified into 2 kinds, that are inexhaustible natural resources and exhaustible natural resources. Then what is inexhaustible natural resources? These resources are present in unlimited quantity quantity in nature and are not likely to be exhausted by human activities. Example, sunlight and air. We can know that we inhale air, isn't it? If we inhale air, then how many people are there in the world? These all people are using this air, isn't it? Then also it is existing without any limitation. We can use it without any limitation. How much we capture, that much it will be occurring in the atmosphere. That is air, sunlight. How much we capture? We know that now we are using the sunlight as solar energies, isn't it? We are capturing it from the solar panels. If the all of the people capture the solar energy through the solar panel, will it end? No, it will not end. Such like energies or such like resources are known as inexhaustible natural resources. They will not end. They will not have any limitations. Okay. Then the next one is exhaustible natural resources. What is this exhaustible natural resources? The amount of these resources in nature is limited. Their availability is limited. They can be exhausted by human activities. Example of these resources are forest, wildlife, minerals, coal, petroleum, natural gas, these all things. We know that, for example, we can take wildlife. We know that it is prohibited by act what? The killing of animals. The wild animals, it is prohibited by the law. In the earlier days, it was the reality that everyone engaged in the hunting, isn't it? They were used to live with this hunting and they were having their food with their hunting. Nowadays, it is not prohibited. Why? Because the availability of these animals is being less, isn't it? Then if we think that all of the people are going to kill the animals in the forest, they are using this meat, these sort of things, then what will happen? The entire wildlife will be going to be end, isn't it? Such like resources which when the people use without any limit, then that quantity will, that resource will be completely finished. That type of resources are known as exhaustible resources, exhaustible natural resources. Here you can see that this is a petroleum product. We know that how we are obtaining this petroleum, we are taking it from the underground, isn't it? How these petroleums are occurring in the underground from the fossils present in the underground. Okay, these are obtained. It is called. These all things are present in the underground, isn't it? Then sunlight and water. This will not end. There will be the presence of the sunlight and water without any limitation. And those things that will be going to finish, they are known as exhaustible resources, and those which are not going to be finished, they are known as inexhaustible resources. Then it is your second activity. The activity says that it is a group activity. If you were all present in the class, then we can do it in the class itself. But it is not now possible. So I will be explaining how this activity can be done. Take some containers, fill them with popcorn, peanut, roasted gram, any toffees, anything you can fill it. Divide the students into groups of 7 each. Further divide each group into subgroups containing 1, 2 and 4 students. Label them as first, second and third generation respectively. These subgroups represent the consumers as population is growing. Second and the third generation have larger number of consumers. Put one full container for each group of the on a table. Ask consumers of the first generation from each group to consume eatable forms of the container of their group. Now ask the second generation consumers from each group to the same. Ask the students to observe carefully the availability of each eatables in each container. If some things is left in the container, ask the third generation for each group to consume it. Now finally you observe whatever all the consumers of the third generation got the eatables or not. Also observe if anything is still left in any of the containers. This is the activity given for you. This activity says that take a bowl. You can take a bowl. In your home itself you can do this activity. You may having minimum of 4 people, isn't it? Then you can have this 5 peanuts or 5 or 6 peanuts in a thing. Then if you are having more members in your family, you can do that. First you can have 3 member group, then 6 member group, then 12 member group. Then what we can do? We can consume the peanuts from the bowl. If you are consuming that in the first group, there will be enough for them to eat. They can take each of them. Then if we go to the second generation, then sometimes they also will get consumable. They are able to take each. Then if you go to the next generation, what will happen? It will not get for the entire people. So such like the observation is that assume that the eatables in the container represent the total availability of exhaustible natural resources like coal, petroleum, natural gas, etc. We know that we are using, first of all we are using the natural wood for the firing purpose. That means our cooking purpose we were using that. After that natural gases came into existence and we are using that for our day-to-day life, isn't it? When if we consume all the available natural gas, then what will happen? In our next generation, it will not be having to consume by them, isn't it? This activity refers that thing only. Okay. After are the earlier generation of any group too greedy? It may be that the earlier generation in some groups were concerned about coming generation and left something for them. In this chapter, we will learn about some exhaustible natural resources like coal, petroleum and natural gas. These were formed from the dead remains of living organism fossils. So these are known as fossil fuels. These all things are obtained from the fossils. What is this fossil? You may have studied these fossils. Fossils are the dead organisms that being laid in the years of years in the and beneath of the earth, and that turns to the coal, natural gas. These all things are obtained from these fossils. These fossils, so these are obtained from the fossils. So these are known as fossil fuels. This shows the picture of this activity. First of all, I have limited number of these peanuts. I have this much. Then in the first group, I only one person was there, so he got 4, isn't it? Then in the next group, there were 2. Then 4 each. If they are consuming, then what will happen? 4 will be gone to this one, then 4 will be gone to this one. Then total available 6 will be consumed. The group 3 will not get anything. This will be happening with the exhaustible natural resources. Then students, I hope that you all understood what are natural resources, then what are inexhaustible resources and what are exhaustible resources, and then what are fossil fuels and what is fossils. These are things we have studied in this video. Then hope you understood. Then go through the chapter in the textbook, read them and try to do the activity number 1 and number 2. So you can identify the things in different, what are natural materials, what are man-made. These are things you will be aware, and also what are exhaustible and inexhaustible, you will be aware of that also. Thank you.